What's up, Affordable Armory folks? How y'all doing? So a couple weeks ago I did a video on the Taurus G3 versus the Smith & Wesson SD9VE, and I declared the Smith & Wesson a winner. A lot of people were commenting saying the Taurus should have won. I'll kind of talk about that a little bit in this video, but I realized I have not done the full review of the Taurus G3 yet. Real quick before we get into the video, if this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button so you'll find out when future videos come out. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so here we are with the Taurus G3. I've shot this gun quite a bit now, and I'll show you that it's clear. There you go, nothing in the chamber, magazine's out. So, go ahead and do that. We'll start off with price and affordability. Now, this was one of the issues that people brought up to me on the Versus video. These guns typically go for about $269. You can find them for less. So technically, I said that the price was a tie with the Smith & Wesson, but really you're going to find this one cheaper most of the time. The Smith & Wesson, when it's on sale, will be about $269. This one, the average price is about $269, whereas the Smith & Wesson typically runs more like $299. So they're both less than $300. So I'm not, I'm not trying to make too big of a deal about it, but some people did comment about it. So anyways, there's your price of the Taurus, and I'd say it's a very, very affordable gun. Moving on to capacity. So this gun comes with a 15-round magazine, and this one here is the 17-round magazine. So two magazines come with it. It's got this little sleeve adapter thing so that it fits flush, and that's kind of cool. Sits in there nicely. Kind of gives it that Glock 19X feel or Glock 45 feel, to where it's shorter slide. It's not that much of a shorter slide, but it's a mid-sized gun with a full-length frame, basically. So there's your capacity, 15 rounds or 17 rounds, depending on which magazine you're using. Let's talk about accuracy. I think this gun shoots really well, and I'll roll in some footage of me shooting it, and then I'll show you the results of that, and we'll talk about it. Okay guys, so here is the results of shooting. That's 50 rounds, and I'm very, very happy with that. That was at 7 yards. It's slightly to the left, and then I did have one flyer up high, but a couple, just outside. Those aren't part of it, but you can see the main group is right there, pretty much dead on. It could come over a hair, but that's pretty darn accurate. I am very, very happy with that. That's very satisfactory, acceptable accuracy. If you're a good shooter, you could probably shoot it better than me, but I'm happy with that at 7 yards. That's a really good group. On to reliability. So You know, I don't know that I've put 1,000 rounds through this thing. I don't really do round counts, and I tend to think that people who do, they always say, oh yeah, I've put 1,000 rounds through it. It's always 1,000 rounds for whatever reason. Yeah, I put 1,000 rounds through my gun. It's just fine. Never had any problems whatsoever. I'm not going to say that because, one, I probably have not put 1,000 rounds through this gun yet. Two, most of the people who say that are lying. And yeah, that's about where I'll end that. You know, if you're watching and you have put 1,000 rounds through your gun, good for you. But most people that say that, trust me, they're lying. Unless they're gun reviewers like me. So I can definitely say I have not reached 1,000 rounds through this gun, but I have put several hundred, 500 or more for sure. And so far, no issues. It's been every bit as reliable as my G2C was, and so far, so good. No issues, no malfunctions, nothing's breaking. Good to go there. Reliability, check. Ergonomics and feel. So one thing I like about this gun is the grip texturing is the same as on my G2C. I really like this like sandpapery feel. The way they did it is nice. It's all the way around the gun. It's on the front straps, it's on the back straps, and then it's smooth up here, but you have a divot for where your thumb goes. Maybe some people might not like that, but I mean my thumb rests there naturally, and then I just kind of roll over it to hit the mag release. There is a safety on here, so if you're not a fan of that, then maybe this isn't the gun for you. Personally, I just don't use the safety on here. You know, maybe for training purposes, I probably should. If I was going to carry this gun, I would probably start practicing using that safety. But I don't have any plans to carry this gun at this time. You could absolutely carry it, and we'll get into that here in a little bit. But it has these forward dimples too for your finger when it's off the trigger, as well as your sport hand thumb rests in there nicely. Or if you're left-handed, it'd be the other way around. The slide stop, slide release, very easy to access. It's got little lines in it so you can feel it, and it sticks out a little if you look at it there, but it's not a lot. It's just enough to where, again, you can roll your thumb right over the top of it and hit it. The takedown lever also has lines on it so you can grab it. You've got slide serrations on the front and the rear, so if you want to do your press checks, you know, you can do that. It's got a loaded chamber indicator. It's not the elevated kind, it's just a little hole there so you can look down and see whether there's a round in there or not. The sights, again, this is the one downfall of the Taurus guns. I've mentioned this before. I've done several videos on it with the G2C. You can get the Taurus aftermarket sights for these. I just did a video on those. Hopefully they fit your gun. Hopefully the screw works for you. It did not work out so well for me on my G2C. But some people, I've done it to death as far as the True Glows. If you want to take the risk on fitting those True Glow sights on here, go for it, okay? Stop telling me that, oh, True Glow makes these, Lakeline sells these. I promise you, I have spoken to True Glow. I have spoken to Taurus. Those sights were not designed for this gun. So use at your own risk, okay? As far as ergonomics, the last thing is it's got a nice Picatinny rail here. There's 3 slots. So the trigger guard is nice. It's not a huge undercut, but it is rounded, so your middle finger fits in there nicely. I'd say the ergonomics on this are pretty good. They're not super like amazing, but they're good. I have had no issues with that. I like it. It feels good in my hands. Not really a whole lot that I would change to it. The trigger press. So again, I already showed earlier that it's clear. So trigger press, you've got, you press the blade and then there is your take up. So it's kind of a long take up, which all of these Taurus guns have had that, but it's a lot smoother take up than on previous generations. I will say that. So there's your take up, and then nice break, and there's your reset, and it breaks again. Now you don't actually have to reset this gun because it does have that restrike capability, in which case you would have to come all the way out to there, and then you could press again. Whereas if I reset it manually, I only have to come to there. So just keep that in mind. You'll notice right about there would have been where it would reset if I did it manually. But with the restrike, it's all the way out to there. So that's almost all of your take up that you have to come back out to. We can go ahead and measure that real quick just for the heck of it. All right, let's measure the weight of the trigger. 5 pounds, 9.2 ounces. So it's not a heavy trigger. Just got a lot of take up to it. Purpose of this gun. Well, I think if you can get the night sights to fit, put some night sights on it, put a light on it if you want to, and this would be an awesome home defense gun. I really think you could conceal carry with it if you wanted to. I would put the 15 rounder in there and then carry the 17 rounder as your backup mag. And then when you get home, you can swap it out, put the 17 rounder in there, and use it as your home defense gun. So I think it fits both of those purposes nicely. And then, you know, if you want to just take it to the range and plink with it, then it's fun for that too. I have enjoyed shooting it, so there's that. And since it's so cheap, if you want to just, you know, have this as a quote-unquote throwaway gun, you know, like a gun you leave in your car, I would put it in a safe. I wouldn't just leave this openly in your car, but you know, if you have it in your glove box or in your trunk, in your center console or whatever, and this is your car gun in addition to whatever gun you may be carrying, I think it would be great for that too. So I can absolutely recommend this pistol. So there you go. There's the full review of the Taurus G3. Highly recommended. And there you go. So again, if this is your first time watching, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you'll know when future videos come out. As always, head over to affordable-armory.com. That's where the blog lives. That's where all of our affiliate links are, so you can save yourself some money on something you were going to buy anyway. That's where all of our social media links are, and that's where our merch is. So you can pick yourself up a fancy hat like this. We've got t-shirts, mugs, hoodies, all kinds of stuff. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.